Syrian activists say these explosions are from a cluster bomb. For years, they've accused Syrian and Russian forces of using them on rebel-held areas. It was during the visit by the Russian defense minister to Syria that the controversial munitions were spotted, carried by Russian jets. It's the lethal inaccuracy of cluster bombs that's made more than 100 countries sign a treaty to ban them. But US and Russia have not ratified the Convention on Cluster Munitions.
There could be a fairly high dud rate, as high as 5% or higher, which means a lot of those submunitions will not detonate as designed. Later on, they can be kicked, they can be picked up by a child, run over by a vehicle, and then they detonate.
US-backed rebels have complained that Russian cluster bombs have been targeted at them. Rebels took the Al-Tanaf base from ISIL that's close to the Syria-Jordan-Iraq border. That's led to complaints by Washington, D.C. to Moscow, complaints that Moscow has rejected. The Russian Defense Ministry said the target that was bombed was situated more than 300 kilometers away from the territories declared by the US as position of opposition forces. And the proximity of two of the world's largest militaries on opposing sides is causing concern.
It's potentially very dangerous because, there's already the rebel forces and Jabhat al-Nusra, Islamic State, that are fighting the Assad forces. Now you have the US and other coalition members and the Russians involved.
The Syrian opposition has long criticized the UN, the US and its Gulf allies for not providing enough support against the Assad government. Many blame the indecision by world powers for worsening the 5-year conflict has taken hundreds of thousands of lives.
I'm not sure there is a firm strategy. I mean, you have the US and some European coalition members with one end state. You have Saudi Arabia and Turkey with another end state. So until you have a common end state, you can't have a workable strategy. For Russia, it's much easier. Their end state is the preservation of the Assad regime or a regime that will be friendly to Russia. And that is an end state that Iran agrees with also.
And as powerful countries argue over who will they protect, cluster bombs, barrel bombs and rockets continue to kill Syria's civilians. Osama bin Javaid, Al Jazeera.